Do you want to learn to talk dirty in Portuguese? I'm kidding, I don't mean that kind of talk. I am talking about some just cheeky expressions that sound a little bit rude, but are just fun idiomatic phrases that locals often use, but nobody would ever put them into a language course. The kind that makes the Portuguese people giggle and think, oh yeah, they speak real Portuguese. My name is Liz and I help English speakers who are retiring or relocating to Portugal to build their confidence and conversational skills in Portuguese. And today's lesson is going to be fun because it's going to transform you from sounding like a boring textbook learner to somebody who actually gets Portuguese humour. All right, let's get into it, and fair warning, some of these are going to sound absolutely ridiculous. So let's start with a phrase that gave me the inspiration for this video, because I was talking to somebody and they were explaining that the person they knew lived in the middle of nowhere, but the phrase they used was "Ele mora no cu de Judas." Now, I know what you're thinking. Judas? Really? Yes, this is what it's about. It literally means they live in Judas's butt. Yeah, quite a few of these are going to contain the word butt. So you can think of it like the English phrase we use, the arse end of nowhere. Very similar, I don't know why, but it works. Another one featuring the same word, ter o cu virado para a lua, which means to have your butt turned towards the moon. You probably can't guess what this means just by understanding it literally. So this is for somebody who is really lucky or spoiled, someone who has everything fall into their lap, like the perfect apartment or winning the lottery. So you might say, "O João tem o cu virado para a lua. Ele nunca precisa de trabalhar." João really does have his butt turned towards the moon. He never needs to work. This one is very playful, but it can sound a tiny bit jealous sounding, so just use it with your friends when you're joking about someone's good fortune. Next up, cagar uma tosta. Again, literally makes no sense. To poop a toast. It's very useful though. It means to not care at all, to just really have something that you couldn't care less about. Estou a cagar uma tosta para o que eles dizem. I don't give a crap what they say. So remember, this does use another bathroom word, so just save it for friends and informal settings. Don't use it at the bank or something. Next up, ter tomates. Literally to have tomatoes, which means to be brave, to have guts. And yes, we're using tomatoes as a substitute for, well, you can figure that out, okay? So the example is, tens tomates para fazer isso? Do you really have the guts to do that? Or, ele tem tomates, meaning, yeah, he's got balls. If you're a little bit lost because you are still building your foundation in Portuguese, don't worry, I do have a free lesson for beginners that covers essential pronunciation, grammar and real life phrases that you need. It's linked in the description. But let's keep going because the next ones are even better. So the next one is fugir com o rabo à seringa, which is running away from the syringe. So think about a cat who's running away from the vet because they really don't want the syringe to go, again, you guessed it, in the butt. So rabo is another word for bum. So this means to run away from your responsibilities or to avoid the consequences of your own actions. So for example, quando ele viu a conta, fugiu com o rabo à seringa. When he saw the bill, he ran away. Next one. A merda é a mesma, só mudam as moscas. The poop is the same, it's only the flies that change. So you can guess what this one means from the literal translation. It's the same problem, but the different people or different scenario. So imagine that you have changed jobs, but then you realize that the new workplace has all of the same issues. You could say, mudei de trabalho, mas a merda é a mesma, só mudam as moscas. I switched jobs, but it's the same old crap. So again, warning, this one uses the actual word for shit, so it is more genuinely crude. So again, save it for your friends. Finally, again, another one featuring your bum, ter fogo no cu, to have fire in your bottom. Just like in English, we can also say this, right? This is when somebody has a sudden burst of energy or is in a rush, like they can't sit still and they just want to do something. Ele está com fogo no cu, já foi embora. He's got fire up his butt, he already left. So as long as you use these with people like friends who you're just having fun with and you're not worried about offending anybody, these should be really fun to use. The Portuguese will love to hear a foreigner actually using this type of fun colloquial language. I've got a lot more videos on Portuguese slang, about being polite and swearing, all linked below. You can check them out next. If pronunciation is still tripping you up, and let's be honest, European Portuguese pronunciation is really hard, I do have a free pronunciation guide. Just comment pronunciation below and I'll send you the link, because here's the thing, you could know all of these expressions, but if you can't pronounce them correctly, they will sound awkward instead of awesome. And I don't want that for you. I want Portuguese locals lighting up when you speak, because that's really what makes life in Portugal so special, these authentic connections where you're not just nodding and smiling, but you are actually laughing and feeling like you belong. So pick your favorite, practice it next week, and let me know how it goes in the comments. I will be back next week with more tips and tutorials to improve your confidence and conversation skills in Portuguese. So make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss a thing. Ciao for now.